Main card is underway. Paul Brown joined by Joe McColgan here cage side. We got Cormac Burns in the black, green and gold facing off Vladimir Stanca, and they're straight into the thick of the action.
Yeah, Cormac just taking the centre of the cage, the smaller of the two, height-wise. Big shots here from Stanca.
Both big featherweights.
Both massive featherweights.
Yeah. If we compare and contrast to Stanca's brother fought a short while ago, and that was at the featherweight division too.
So wait, they're both in the same weight class?
Yeah.
But he looks about...
These guys look another weight class.
He looks about 3 weight classes above.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful body kick here from Stanca, and he's throwing from an unorthodox position, and it's catching Cormac. It's not as like a lot of these shots are actually very unorthodox from Stanca, and he's giving Cormac a lot of problems.
He's a very tricky customer, is Stanca. Made his debut in September with a guillotine victory over Alex Josan. Lost the decision to Kevin Keogh in December. Beat Brennan Bradley in February. He's been very, very busy.
Beautiful transition. Defended the single leg. And came round to take the back. Beautiful work.
Very, very fast. Excellent display so far from Cormac Burns, who looks up for this fight.
Yeah, and Stanca, he shot in from a distance and he didn't set things up, so he made things very difficult. So he made it easy for Cormac to defend that takedown, exposed his back, and Cormac just capitalised on an opening there, and he's in a very dominant position. And he, on the feet, Stanca was doing very well. So I'm actually surprised that Stanca chose to shoot in there.
Yeah, well, Stanca has displayed some really, really tricky grappling in his bout so far, but tonight electing to go from the feet and looking really good there. But Cormac Burns, like you said, in a very, very dominant position now. We're seeing a lot of grip fighting here,
and we saw earlier with the younger Stanca. Is it the younger brother?
I presume so, yeah.
Well, it's just because he's bigger.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the Stanca brothers seem to have good back defense, and it's going to make it hard for Cormac, who's in a body triangle, which is a very dominant position, and he's just looking at a bit of grip fighting here.
Yeah, well, the main thing to do in this body triangle position is not worry too much about the triangle and focus a lot more on what's going on around your neck. Staying safe is the key here, rather than trying anything too extravagant to get out of there. And
that's it. As you can see, Cormac here on his right side. His choking arm is his right arm, given his current position, and Stanca's doing a good job of controlling it. Well, you see, he just let go to try and punch Cormac, and now Cormac is just straight under the neck here. This looks
just
very tight. This is incredibly tight.
I'm not sure if he has it cinched up. I think he's got one arm under.
It's so far under, he doesn't need to have it cinched up. This must be painful for Stanca.
Yeah.
But
Stanca went 2-on-1 on the opposite arm, but now he's squeezing tight. He's just hoping for the bell, is Stanca, and he gets there, but by the skin of his teeth.
Talk about being saved by the bell.
Yeah. Stanca displayed some crazy defensive grappling in his decision loss to Kevin Keogh. The clip went viral where he was basically caught with a kimura, and his arm was folded, bent right up his back. It was one of those where you're just wincing and waiting for the pop, and it just never came. He just gutted it out and seemed to be okay, and was throwing shots in the next round with that same arm. It was just one of those horrible moments. But you get some guys that are really good athletes, but they don't have that little quality when the going gets tough, just to stay in there and hang in there. And as I said, these guys seem to have it in abundance.
Yeah. Interesting to see how Cormac plays this, because he was having a bit of trouble on the feet with trying to manage the unorthodox shots coming from Stanca, who just comes out with a bicycle scissor kick into a spinning back kick.
He did a little bit of this in his victory over Alex Josan, and Ger Harris was on commentary with me, losing his mind.
Yes, I actually remember that.
Yeah, some spinning shots. And there was, there we go.
Right on cue.
I think high performance techniques is the phrase that Jerry used, but
I know Cormac. I've trained with Cormac for a long time, and I know he's a technical boxer, and he likes to be in technical fights, so this is going to frustrate him. But it's one of those things that if you're going to try and make a career out of this, you're going to fight guys like this, and it's about pulling through, staying calm, composed, and trying to find your shots. But Stanca here on the back foot, landing big wild shots. They're wild, but they're accurate. This is just, it's a really exciting fight on the feet here.
A beautiful trip by Burns. Little tight sweep.
Absolutely beautiful trip.
Timing is everything.
Yeah. In that clinch position. People are concentrating the knees, and quite often they're off balance. So there's always an opportunity for that wee leg trip, which is Cormac just executed it dead to you there.
Yeah, Stanca's using a lot of energy in these exchanges. Burns a little more efficient, you would imagine, but
Cormac was in a dominant position there, posturing up above his opponent, and has laid back into like an ankle lock. I don't know if it was a slip and he just tried to grab the ankle, but now he's on top here, and Stanca
almost found that arm triangle, but Burns recovered well.
Sometimes whenever I'm training with guys and I'm trying to explain to the younger fighters, sometimes when you're on top, doing less is more. Yeah. More often than not, these guys are jumping for positions, jumping for submissions, and then they're falling on their back and they're ending up in a bad position. Just stay on top, maintain good posture, and throw strikes, and that's more effective than jumping for not even a Hail Mary, but jumping for positions when you're out of position. And Cormac's in at a deep armbar here.
Yeah, and the elbow just got clear of that hip line, but Stanca transitions beautifully into the mount. He's a dangerous man on the mat, is Stanca, not an opponent to take lightly. He's locking up this Kimura grip now, and Burns doing the right thing and just keeping his hand inside his hip, which saved the day. This is a really good back and forth.
Really good back and forth here. No position seems safe. Both guys are well experienced in getting out of these different positions, so it's hard for them to maintain these things. Cormac's probably going to start to wrestle up here. He's coming up the hip, but he needs to watch that neck.
And Stanca already has one guillotine finish over Alex Josan. Could he round it up to number 2? Burns doing the right thing. He's keeping weight down. A little shoulder strike, a bit of creativity. Rolls across and lands into close guards. He's not going to finish the guillotine.
I really like that shoulder shot.
Why not?
He was enough to put him off, there, didn't he?
It landed heavy.
He must have watched Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone. He's getting the workout there.
Protocol. Big third round. This is all square, Joe. I think really it's fairly clear round. This is all square. So. Place is packed, and there is passionate support here from both sides. And we can hear some
lovely
of the
job cross there from
Stanca behind us.
Yeah, the fourth corner man.
Yeah. Oh, wild.
Big looping shots. Cormac though.
Those unorthodox strikes are just so difficult to time and to read.
I love how Cormac can always take the centre of the cage. He's a good pressure fighter. Yeah. But Stanca doing a great job on the back foot, not giving Cormac any time to settle into the position.
Yeah. Good, efficient fundamentals can be the best approach when you're facing someone of this style.
It's the only answer for it. You have to kind of just stay calm, stay patient and composed.
Stanca now finds himself in a very strong position. He's trying to pass into that half guard, and he does so.
Yeah, he's now trying to lock up this head and arm choke.
Just running out on a little space there on the left side of Burns, but down lower.
Stanca's going to have to try and break past this half guard position and dig his head. No, he's kind of give up. I don't even think he was looking for the head and arm.
Yeah, he was quite a bit away. As I said, the body position wasn't right. He didn't have Burns' left arm across the neck, but
he's high up in the hips here. Cormac could probably try and fight for an underhook, and the hips should be there to wrestle back up.
As you said, that underhook battle is the key here, and Stanca has it at the moment, so that's what's keeping him in this position. And in a very close fight, just being in the better position here when there's not a lot of striking to score from.
Yeah, if I'm Stanca, I'm just trying to keep him here the whole fight for the rest of the round.
Yeah, not gamble on anything.
And if I'm Cormac, I want to let go of that half guard, and I want to dig for an underhook and try and wrestle up. Cormac does not want to be on his back in the final round of a close fight.
Yeah, he needs to flip the script here.
He needs to do a bit more here. Urgent. I'm curious curious to understand why Cormac isn't trying to dig into this underhook. He's kind of putting it into a weird position where it's almost giving Stanca the head and arm choke entry, which Stanca isn't taking either.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's trying to bait him into something, but Stanca's not falling for it. Now
Lovely transition there into the mount by Stanca. Going to finish strong here. Now he's on that head and arm, Joe, and he's dropping that weight to the floor. He didn't really drop his ear to ear, so didn't get the right position. But Burns running out of time to turn this fight around. I imagine this third round is possibly getting away from him here.
Yeah.
A grinding third round after an explosive first two. Burns swinging around to the back with that Dagestani handcuff and then out the body lock, but too little too late, I think.
I think so.
After 3 rounds, we got your judges' scorecards from decision.